There we go. Welcome, everybody, to this information evening for the Dental Business Mastery's Dental Practice Management course. It is so delightful to have everyone here. It is being recorded, so if you need to kind of only half pay attention or duck out, don't worry, you will be getting a recording. But well done to those who are actually going to be showing up live, because we do have a special offer for you. Only you. It never gets extended to people who just get the recording. It's only extended to you because it does make an enormous difference when we have people live here asking questions, all the things. So welcome.
Thank you for your time. We know it is a busy world and challenging, 7 o'clock in the evening to turn up. So we really, really appreciate you giving us your time.
We certainly do. We're going to jump straight into the sharing of the screen. And we've got Pamela coming on board. Welcome, Pamela.
Welcome.
And Nadine. Ah, lovely Nadine. There you are. And Nadine, we might get you to chat later on. You're a superstar, doing all sorts of different wonderful things with your work as well. Only if you're free and available too. Okay, here we go with sharing. Share the sound. It's not letting me share sound. I wonder why that is. Let me try it again. Share. I don't know what that is. That's crazy. Anyway, I'll hit share. For some reason, it's not letting me share the sound right now. I'm not quite sure why that's the case. I do have, we have some testimonials to share with you. If we can't, we'll just tell you how delighted people are with our course. So I'm just going to hit the presentation button. Here we go. Throughout this webinar, please feel free to ask questions. We can answer them on the spot. If you want to be taken off mute and ask anything directly or talk about anything, please, we will go ahead. Meaning, as people come in, can you mention their names, sing out their names?
Okay.
Thank you. So this is an information evening. When we're talking about a 1-year course that has weekly interaction and participation in it, there is always going to be naturally a lot of questions. And because you spend money on it, you want to make sure that you're spending money on something valuable. We've all gone down the path before. Were you going to say something, Meanie?
No.
Yeah, we've all gone down the path before of buying stuff, especially online stuff, and then having it just sit there because that sense of urgency and importance on it depletes, and we don't end up doing anything about it. We have designed this dental practice management course in a way, hopefully, that will help to address that and any other barriers that there are to furthering our skills and getting this kind of information completed when we've actually been so excited at the start to actually complete it and move it all the way through. So first of all, who we are. So Penny, who are you?
Well, Julie and I have had a very similar journey working through the different roles in a dental practice. So we've experienced all the gaps in learning, all the mistakes that we've made, and developed this particular course based on our experience and realizing what all the gaps were, hoping that this would fast track people's success, practices success, and make life much, much easier for everyone involved in the dental practice.
That's it. And where did you start your journey in dentistry?
So just like Julie, I started as a dental assistant and then moved into reception roles and later found my passion for practice management. And I realized that dentists were busy doing their clinical work and didn't really have the know-how, means, time, patience, all those things to didn't have the time to spend on the practice management side and really sometimes wasn't that much of an interest to them. And it really was to their own detriment because they'd be working away so hard, day in, day out, working in a space this big. And many of them I found didn't have that much to show for it at times. And so I saw there was a big need for the work that Julie and I are doing together to make sure that practices were successful and they had really good outcomes for the hard work they put in.
Beautiful. And you've been practice manager at a couple of practices.
Or probably four or five,
Four or
but
five. Yeah, yeah. So how old were you when you first became a practice manager?
22. So it was like
22, young for a
two,
practice manager. Crazy.
2 years ago.
Wowee. Wowee. And how much did you know about practice management at that time?
Absolutely nothing. Someone went on maternity leave. I'd answered the phone and made some appointments. I was a bit of a rock star. Soon learnt that, oh my goodness, there's lots of things that I could be doing here, but I'm not quite sure how to do them and where to start. So I started attending many conferences and getting consultants in and learning from, I think, maybe every consultant that's worked in Australia in my time
Mm.
I work with. So I learned lots and lots of stuff from those people.
And how much more competent and therefore leading to confidence do you feel once you start to actually get information to be able to apply to be better at what you do?
It was so fulfilling and stretched me beyond what I thought was I was capable of,
Mm.
as well as the practice owners that I worked with. And I did bigger and better things than I even knew were possible at that time. For example, back in those days, I'd never worked in a hygiene department before. It was very new in a lot of practices in Australia, but I developed them, implemented them, worked, and I really haven't worked with a practice without one since, what are we, 2001 or 2002, something like that. So,
Yeah.
very, very worthwhile experience. I wouldn't be where I am today if had I not done all those things, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, nice, nice. So you've gone through dental assisting, dental reception, practice management, kind of all those non-auxiliary, sorry, all the auxiliary roles of the practice.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
And you, Julie?
So yes, same as you, dental assistant, reception. I was never a practice manager, but I bought my own practice, so I became practice manager of that practice. And same sort of thing. I remember recognizing, oh gosh, now that I'm here, there's a lot to know. There's a lot to learn that I don't know. And the minute you start going on that learning journey, you do look at people, either other managers that you've worked with in the past or dentists that you've worked in the past that were a particularly good leader. And you look at these people and you go, oh God, I wish I was more like you. And you feel like the knowledge gap is huge. And I'd have to be in the industry for years and years and years to get that knowledge. And with some things, I feel like you do need to be in the industry for a long time. But there's a whole bunch of tasks and behaviors that and things to learn that once you learn them, you feel yourself progressing and becoming more and more competent. And we are in a profession where a lot of practice managers end up being there just from natural progression through the practice itself, rather than saying, okay, we need a practice manager and let's look out, let's advertise everywhere and just get a properly qualified practice manager that's been doing it for 10 years. Usually it is someone that knows the practice really well, already working there, knows the people, the patients really well, already working there. And it does work very well when it's someone that's promoted from within, but it's just the skills gap that needs to be closed up, because no one learns how to do things just by continually trying their best with the information that they've got. It's all about getting more information and applying it and having that ability to learn from what you're doing, the results that you're getting, that can really have an impact on your what you can do as a practice manager, the impact that you can have. There are so many things to be frightened of. As a practice manager, now you're the one having all the difficult conversations. Now you're the one that has to recruit the ideal candidate. Now you're the one that has to make sure our marketing works and gets new patients in the book. So depending on your particular role, you could have, this many responsibilities of a practice manager, or you could have this many responsibilities as a practice manager. It really does change from practice to practice. But with Ameena and myself, because we have held those positions in the past, but not just those ones, dental assisting, reception as well. Quite often you're a practice manager and helping out at reception as well. So they're kind of mixed roles that we have, and we understand all of it. Because the other thing that we do after we stopped working inside dental practices as an employees is became dental practice management consultants. And so we're out there with teams all the time, every day of every week. We're out there recognizing what each unique practice, each unique team member needs to be able to succeed and thrive. And so it is a space we're constantly learning and revising and bringing in new information to our course, to the work we do with our clients as well, because all the needs change over time too, Mia.
That's right. And welcome, Amy, Karen, and Nav. Long time no see, Nav.
Ah, nice, nice. Good to have everybody here. And you'll be able to enjoy a particular benefit because you are here live. So welcome and thank you so much for attending live. Now, straight off the bat, we are going to tell you exactly how much this course costs because we often there's a little chat there. Is that a little hello? Hi, everyone. Good evening. Good on your Nav. Fantastic. That how often do you look at a webinar and it's something that you want to possibly purchase and you keep going all the way through the hour thinking, oh my God, how much is it going to cost? How much is it going to cost? I bet you I can't afford it. I bet you I haven't got the money for it right now. Oh. We are doing well, Nav. Thank you. And then at the end, you're like, oh, too expensive. Can't do it after all. So we're just going to tell you the price straight away. We're going to flip it, because this is key information. Quite often, you can have the greatest desire and intent on the face of the earth to do a particular course, but if you haven't got the funds for it, bad luck. We're just not going to get it done. And so we're going to tell you all of the value that this course delivers to you, the kind of outcomes you can hope to achieve from this course. It is a 1-year online course. It is $3,528 inclusive of GST. That's the including GST fee for it, for enrolment. You've also got the option to take the pay by month, and we don't charge any more for that. It's just the 3,528 divided by 12. So $294 per month for 12 months is the other way that you can pay for this course. So that's the fee. That's the payment plan if you need it. And just for you guys today who have turned up, spending your time with us, we are so really enormously thankful for that, because nowadays we get recordings of everything, so you don't need to turn up to get the information. But for those that do, it has such an impact on us that we wanted to make sure that you got a good deal. And so for the next 25 hours, for you attendees only, you can enjoy a 25% discount on the price on the price of the course. So usually $3,528, and now for you guys, pardon me, $2,646 including GST. So you're saving $882. It's crazy and fabulous, but it really does make a big impact when we have people turn up to these events. So we wanted to make sure that we acknowledge you. The minute you access the course with your payment, you get access to all of the course curriculum, all the recordings, all the downloads, all the templates, all the scripts, everything. And you also get to join the community of practice managers, past and present students that are part of this. And it's not just practice managers, it's practice owners as well. And also receptionists who are aspiring to do more in their role. So there's a whole collection of people that have done the course so far and have enjoyed it. And you'll get to hear from them a little bit later on. So let's get into, and make sure you scan that QR code. We can come back to this screen at the end as well. And we can also put the link in the chat. If anybody needs it, just pop request in the chat if through the webinar you would like to be able to have a look at the website as we go. Okay, let's talk about the challenges. Now, we want to get you all to enter into the chat. What's your biggest 1 or 2 or 3 challenges that you have got if you are a practice manager at the moment, or that you see your practice manager having at the moment? These are just some of the ones that Ameena and I have either felt ourselves or moved through with some of our clients. Ameena, go for your life.
So, what we hear a lot of the time, nothing new to any of you, I'm sure, that there's a lack of confidence in leadership. Leadership is tricky, people are difficult to manage, struggles with team management and HR. So, that's a constant challenge. It's always evolving, there's staff turnover. I think it's only become more and more challenging in recent years. The dynamics and landscape of recruitment and staff within a dental practice has really changed since 2020, I would say. The unclear role expectations and responsibilities. And we're all hearing about the different gen this and gen that and how they behave in the workplace and how they and what their work ethic is like and how they treat responsibilities in the workplace and all that sort of thing. Inefficient systems and day-to-day operations. So forever challenging, and usually a practice manager or a practice owner is juggling so many balls. If you're a practice owner, you're often a clinician, often trying to do clinical work, and then oversee whatever else is happening in the practice. And has my practice manager done this? Is she on to that? He or she, all those sorts of things. So making sure that you've got really good systems and day-to-day operations can really reduce the amount of stress that you feel if you know that everything's under control. The financial uncertainty and poor KPI visibility. When we don't know what's happening, it's Christmas time. Do we have money in the bank to pay the staff and all the bills? We're going on leave. We're going to be shut down for a couple of weeks. Or all of a sudden the bank account's looking a bit crappy. What's going on? What's different? What's working really well in our practice? What's working not so well in our practice? Um, these are big challenges. And what happens is we're so busy in the day-to-day of doing things that we often find it difficult to find the time to look at all these things as well. But if we have good processes for these things, that can make that part of it easier. Patient expectations, complaints, and conflicts. Well, let's face it, in 2025, I think it's patients' expectations are very different to when I started working in dentistry, oof, in 19 something. Let's not talk about that.
Last century.
Yeah. Those days, particularly, I was working in the country, so I think patients were even more compliant and would listen to the practitioner. Whatever the doctor said is what the patient did. But now, people have got access to so much information, and their expectations and the knowledge they have is quite different to what it used
Yeah.
to be, I feel.
Yeah.
And the complaints and conflicts, like hopefully we're not dealing with too many of those, everybody, but there will be from time to time. The recruitment and onboarding and retention issues. So if we don't get these processes right, they just seem to go pear-shaped, consistently pear-shaped, and Nadine will be able to talk more to that down the track. But, it's a challenging space, and people are thrown into these roles because Susie at the front desk got pregnant and she left. So I've moved into this space and now I've got to find some staff, and I've never done it before. So I'm just winging it and I've never had formal training. And then maybe we don't hire so well. And then the onboarding process isn't very thorough, and people complain, well, I wasn't told this and that when I took the job. And then the retention becomes an issue, and that can just go on and on and on. So, um, being really well educated about recruitment and onboarding, I think is important, particularly in this climate, because people they'll move on.
They do.
Um, Difficulty having tough conversations. Well, that's something that's always going to happen when you're a practice manager from time to time, and nobody really enjoys that. I don't know anyone that goes, "Oh, awesome, we're going to have all these tough conversations today. I can't wait." But being able to have them and eventually get better and better at having them as time goes on, is really important. And starting in the role without formal training, well, that was probably most of us.
Mm.
I'm tipping. And but if we do have some formal training, we're just 10 steps ahead. We save ourselves a lot of headache, a lot of making. We made all the mistakes, so all the how not to make the mistakes, of course. Um, yeah, so I think having that bit of training under your belt and with anything that we do, doing it blindly and winging it as opposed to having some background knowledge support, um, is very, very different.
Absolutely. You went through that list beautifully. It made me feel tense, remembering back to the days. And so, if you've got anything else to add to that, Liz, please pop it into the chat because it is a challenging role. And
That's
not
right.
being not being on the same page as the owner in terms of overall running of the business. Examples are not seeing the value of regular management and staff meetings, poor financial management, and lack of future planning. Spot on, Christy. And so spot on, it's actually one of the lessons that we have got within the course of how you and the practice owner can get onto the same page, the kind of conversations to have with each other, the kind of cadence of meetings that is actually good for both of you. And one doesn't seem to always be going off in one tangent, what they see as successful, the other one's trying to avoid it all. But to get both of you on the same page is a challenge. Yeah, well done. Absolutely. And quite often, as practice managers, we don't know what's going on in their head. And we just feel like saying, share more, share more.
Well, we can assume.
We can assume. We can always assume and then make an ass out of you and me. And welcome also Krupa as well.
Welcome.
Welcome. You've missed out on seeing the price and the special deal that you're going to get, but we're going to go back to it at the end of the webinar. So well done turning up. So, obviously, what is this course? It is a course for dental practice managers, aspiring receptionists, or practice owners. And this course covers all the important areas such as leadership, people management, systems, human resources, patient management, communication, setting and achieving goals, and much more. We've got a whole year of information to share throughout the course. And why do we even start this course in the first place? And we actually started it during the lockdown in Melbourne. We're both Melbourne girls. And we started it then because we were sitting back on JobKeeper funds coming in, kicked out of all of our practices because no one was working, and wanted to use the time really effectively. And so, what we did find when we we're going into all the Facebook chat rooms, when we thought, oh, what about a course? What about a practice manager's course? We don't think there is one out there. And at the time, there was none that was just dental practice managers management course. There was medical and health, other health related services, practice managers, management courses, but nothing just for dental. And so we thought, oh, let's sell it and build it as we went over the year. And it went gangbusters because number one, it was a needed thing in the market, but also people had a lot of time to be able to do it too because we weren't in the busyness of the dental practice itself. And so it was a terrific time to really be in strong communication with our initial students who were part of the initial program that went out and the course that went out, to make sure that we were adding into it all the things that were required by active practice managers in their practices that they needed day to day, and delivered in such a way that they could incorporate it within their lives as well, because that's the other challenge that there is. So do think about, when we're moving through this course content, what would be open to you if you had further skills and training in each of these areas, because this isn't just about how to be a better practice. This is how you, as a practice manager, can develop the skills, the confidence, the competence, so you start feeling great fulfillment and confidence in your role, and you are really valued as a team member, but you value the contribution that you put into that practice as well. And so just think, what would my life look like? What would my stress levels and peace of mind look like if all of a sudden I had an enormous amount of confidence in these different areas. So as we've said, this course is designed for numerous people, and numerous people have taken it.
That's right. Dental practice managers who are in training. It's really helpful for those guys. Experienced dental practice managers, it doesn't matter how experienced you are, really, there's always further room to grow. And even just revisiting all these areas that you've been working in for many, many years, sometimes we just get stuck in a little bit of a rut and we keep doing things for the same 10, 20, 30 years. But this course will open your mind to different ways of doing things. You'll see sort of the more modern techniques, strategies, technology that's used to manage certain things. So even the very experienced people might find this useful. Dental practice owners, definitely, they struggle to find the time to work in their business, and this will give them, I feel like, a format to work through to make sure they're on top of every facet of their business and they can actually have a look and reevaluate how they're doing things. Those aspiring to become a dental practice manager, so it doesn't matter what you're doing right now, but if this is something you'd like to do down the track, doing this course will certainly give you some really good foundations to get there. And those aspiring to become a dental practice owner, absolutely. If you're working as a dentist in another practice and you're thinking about becoming a dental practice owner, this course is definitely for you as well. And you'll get a really good idea of all the things you're going to have to learn about, manage moving forward. You probably think you have a good idea, and then once you get into the course, you might think, oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, that's right. And when we've got people, about to buy a practice, they get a discovery call with us about consulting. The first thing we always suggest to them, do the course. Even if you don't take us on as consultants, do the course. That will be the foundations. You'll be all of a sudden, your first year of practice will be far more successful. Your recruitment, your team training, your patient acquisition, everything will be far more effective after doing this course. So this course pays off. It can prevent revenue loss from rebooking gaps and poor recall systems, because if we don't know what a great recall system looks like, we just keep doing the same old, then that's a potential loss. Improve team retention by reducing role confusion and tension. We teach people how to manage team members, the clarity of information and the effective communication that makes sure that you attract great people and that they stay. Build systems that save time, build productivity, and reduce daily overwhelm as well. There are many reasons why it's hard for a dental practices to completely fail. You've got to get a lot of things wrong to completely fail. But what you'll probably find is that you're working at a subpar rate, and there's a lot of frustration amongst your team members and patients who aren't always delighted and happy and not spreading good word about you. And so this will help you build those systems to save time, build productivity, and reduce daily overwhelm, increase patient satisfaction through smoother operations and better communication. Build busier books with improved patient attraction, engagement, and retention. We don't want to just attract and keep great team members. We want to attract and keep great patients. And reduce stress for owners, managers, and team. That's so huge nowadays. I mean, what are the figures at the moment of the amount of stress? So the average per worker now between the ages of 15 and 29 are taking an additional 20 days off a year from stress. That's like another holiday period. Amazing. So there are so many reasons why this course pays off, and we could go on and on, but we don't have time. And you certainly get the idea. So just to give you a bit of a feel, we're going to put a few testimonials up just so you get a bit of a feel of the outcomes that some of our past students have enjoyed. So this is Kyla, a practice, she was in our initial, well, I think most of these were in our initial group, weren't they? And the course has just gotten better and evolved since then. I wanted to learn more about the business side of practice management and why it's important to have budgets and KPI benchmarks. The portal and structure was very easy to navigate. I thoroughly enjoyed being able to watch the videos while doing the coursework on each subject. Support was always available to assist with any questions I had during the course. I loved the flexibility of being able to do the course from anywhere, but also having the option to opt into the group discussions. The support offered was wonderful. I would 100% recommend anyone who is new to the practice management role or looking at upskilling in their current practice management role to enroll in this course. Beautiful from Kyla. Okay, Meanie.
Dr. Trevor Barrett, he's a dentist and practice owner. This program has been excellent and inspiring. The presenters are knowledgeable and friendly, particularly Ameena. Okay, that's a joke. Giving lots of tips in addition to the course information. The members' website is easy to use and full of extra information. It allows you to review the live sessions and access all assignments and course information. I highly recommend this course to practice managers, practice owners, and those who aspire to be PMs or owners.
Love it. Trevor was awesome. And we've got a video testimonial of him later on. If I can get the screen to work, the sound to work, it might need to send you the links, Meanie. Tony Elliott, another one of our original ones, really enjoying the program so far. The content is very informative. Julie and Ameena are so down to earth and really know their stuff. There are also so many great suggestions and tips that are very helpful. This course will hopefully set me up with all the knowledge I need to be a great practice manager. I have thoroughly enjoyed the course and I learned so much. Thank you.
And Ainsley, the Dental Business Mastery Dental Practice Management Program has been an excellent opportunity to formalise my on-the-job experience as a practice manager. Julie and Ameena's years of on-the-ground expertise, both in the clinical setting and as educators, makes the learning process relevant and easy to follow. The topics have been developed to take the participant on a journey through the role of practice manager in a highly functioning dental practice, and I couldn't recommend this course more highly. The interactive nature of the sessions between both the hosts and participants also allows for further learning opportunities that are incredibly worthwhile and beneficial.
Beautiful. And really, the ones that are getting the most value from the course are the ones that participate in our live sessions, which we'll talk to you about soon. So the course is a comprehensive online course designed to upskill practice managers. Covers all aspects of practice management from leadership through to finance. Flexible learning options. We've got the live sessions, but you can also do the whole course in a self-paced way. We'll talk more about that. It's practical, real-world strategies that can be applied immediately because these are the ones that we're applying in our clients' lives, in their practices right now. So it's all, this course keeps getting richer and richer in terms of content because it's evolving as dental practices are actually evolving. Pardon me. The course is designed to be completed over 12 months. However, because students receive immediate access to the full curriculum, which we'll show you quickly as well, and all of the video tutorials, the course can also be entirely self-paced. We've had some do it in 9 months and some 2 years, and some are still doing it 3 years later. But you've got lifetime access to the curriculum once you're fully paid up. Whether it's an upfront payment straight away or once you've completed the 12 monthly payments, you've got lifetime access to the curriculum. Wonderful, because even if you complete the whole course, the next time you need to recruit somebody, you just jump back in again and remind yourself about the recruitment lessons to bring your mind space back to an effective way of doing it. So it's a constant resource for you. You have the freedom to complete it faster, you can take longer, and this makes sure it can fit around your working schedule. We've got 2 sessions for our live sessions. We've got one during working hours and one outside of working hours. But if that's still difficult and challenging, you can just jump into the curriculum yourself and go as you want to in that self-paced fashion. What about the assignments, Meanie?
The assignments, there are assignments most weeks of the course, but not all. Students who wish to achieve their successful completion certificate must submit all their assignments. Assignment assessment reports are issued every month. Assignments are optional for other students who have enrolled in this course purely for information and education. And the assignments aren't laborious, time-consuming. You won't be having to give up your whole weekend to get them done, all those sorts of things. They're short, most of them really short assignments and really just an assessment on whether you've grasped the concept.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. None of us have time to go home and do all this homework every weekend.
And the life
And
of a practice manager was really considered when we developed this course, when it came to the input and output, what we want to get out of this course and what time we've got to invest in it.
that's it. And we survey all the students coming in saying, what are you hoping from the course? We read all of that, make sure that's what they're going to get. And at the end of the course too, was this everything that you needed? And we are delighted. And I think it's because we have remained in such close communication with a bunch of the students. We're so delighted with the amount of good feedback that we do get once people have completed the course. So it's wonderful. We brace ourselves for negative feedback, but it doesn't really come, which is wonderful. Maybe they're just too shy. Maybe they're not, they haven't learned how to have those difficult conversations. And how's this course delivered, Meanie?
So the course is, it all happens online. The curriculum and student progress are housed within our learning management system. We're currently using Thinkific. Some of you may or may not have experienced the use of Thinkific before. And then, as Julie mentioned before, we have weekly Zoom sessions. So every week, we will deliver the same lesson on 2 occasions. So that gives everybody the opportunity to attend should they wish to. So Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Melbourne time till about 10 a.m. And on Thursday evenings from 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. thereabouts. And in those weekly sessions, we step you through the course curriculum. And the course curriculum runs from February to December, just like a school year. And then over December and January, we don't have any live sessions. So for those of you that do join at the moment, the live sessions will not start until February. However, if you do decide to get started, we will be around for support and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, we
Um,
continue to work.
and at those live sessions, there's the opportunity to have discussions, ask questions, all those sorts of things. And everybody who comes to those live sessions really do get a lot more out of it than those who tend to work on a self-paced um, program, because just that interaction and learning from others can be really, really awesome as
Yeah, because you bring your own challenges to the table
well. Hmm.
and it becomes more of a coaching session rather than anything else. And then the other students get to have their feedback offered, they get to have that participation as well and offer up what they have as solutions, potential solutions for people. And it is a beautiful learning environment. And that's why Ameena said that the Monday session goes from Melbourne time 9 to 10-ish and 7 to 8 p.m. on Thursdays-ish, because we have that extra time just in case there's more conversation required. We're very happy to hang around and continue on those conversations. No problems at all. And so those are those sessions there. They generally just include the lesson instruction and that coaching, and it can also be an opportunity to complete your assignments. And so if you want to make sure that you're not spending any more time on the course other than the live session, just add half an hour to that live session that you're attending. You get it delivered to you live. We go through it all, then you can go ahead and do your assignment straight away. Contact us if you've got any troubles getting that assignment done. And then you're done for the week. And then, so you can always just have, like, for example, the Monday morning. By the time mid Monday morning hits, I've done my course information and learning, and I don't have to think about it again until next Monday. And so we hopefully have structured it in that way that it can be very, very helpful to incorporate into your everyday life. So if you can't get it done during the working day, because sometimes practice managers are also on reception, then do the Thursday evening if that suits. How much time do students need to be available? Just that, really, 1 to 1.5 hours a week is all you need. As Ameena said, the course assignments aren't designed to be really laborious and difficult. And we have structured them in such a way that the way you answer those questions, we know for sure whether you've got the concept or not. And if you haven't, then we'll be in communication with you. And you can get our support anytime over the phone, text message, email, a Zoom call. Ameena will even come around and sit on your lap while she supports you.
Yeah, hand hold all of it.
And so we'll swiftly move through, in essence, the modules. We don't want to, because I'm just conscious of the time and the amount of information that we want to share with you guys tonight. So the modules, we'll go back and forth, Meanie. So foundations, vision, values, culture, the purpose, all of these statements. What do they mean? How do they apply? How do they have an impact on the practice itself? We help you formulate your own vision statement or your foundational statements, and we tell you exactly how they have an impact on your dental practice management and the running of the practice, and how team members then know and can think more for themselves about how to move throughout their day. So that's module 1. Over to module 2.
Module 2, goal setting and KPI tracking. So how to set goals for your practice, what KPIs are appropriate to track in your practice, and will help you find the information that you need to find, and how to implement an action plan in order to attain those goals.
We've got a great goal achievement process as well, which we'll share with you. Module 3 is systems and operations. This is all the day-to-day stuff. How, all the systems of how we welcome a new patient, how we answer the phone, how we do all the things, recall processes, track incomplete treatment, all of those sort of systems that help the practice operate in a smooth way, productive way, and with as little stress on the team members as possible. We've included our AI lesson within that module because that's getting more and more relevant to dental practices all the time. We'll be rewriting that lesson individually every single year, Meanie. It'll be interesting to see. That'll be a good bar of how much it's grown and developed.
Front desk and reception management. So, what the customer service looks like at the front desk, or how it, should look or can improve, as well as organizational skills, time management, how to prioritize, how to avoid that complete overwhelm and
Because how often do we hear, I've got a practice manager, or I've got a receptionist. They sit there, they look busy. I don't know what they do. Meanwhile, the receptionist is like going crazy with all the things. Module 5 is patient management and retention. This is what we do. This is our whole reason for being here. And if we are very effective communicators, if we step inside the patient's mind and really try to understand how they think, we can create a patient journey and a patient nurturing process that will continually help build the practice through referrals, and it provides effective training and systems for the team members and guidance for the team members when they're the ones that are going to be helping that patient on their journey. We're getting to a point where we understand how patients think, and we are responding to that as a group, and so the outcomes that we're achieving are far more successful.
financial management. We talk about how to manage cash flow, how to read financial reports, how to dissect them, and how to use the information within those financial reports.
Beautiful. Module 7 is compliance and the regulations, not just for dental practices, but for businesses, for hiring, for infection control, all the things that we need, the state, the council, the Australia-wide regulations that we need to be bound by. Then module 8
is HR and hiring strategies. As I mentioned earlier in the webinar, we go through how to advertise, how to interview, how to recruit, all the onboarding processes. We've got lots and lots of resources within this whole practice as well. So I can assure you that 1 to 1.5 hours, I think it's probably more like 1 hour to be honest, because some lessons are even probably a little bit shorter. You will get back 10 times with the amount of resources that are available here to you, and that will cut your workload in half. No, it will put a big dent in it and be very, very helpful. But we have lots and lots of things to help you in that space.
That's it. Module 9 is leadership development. And so as a practice manager, as a practice owner, as someone that's moving into a different role that's more management within your practice, leadership comes tied in with it. And leadership is something that we absolutely need to learn as we go. There's no fast track to becoming a leader. It's like there's no fast track to self-awareness. You have to move through the trauma. But we give you guidance and skills, actions and behaviors to help you understand that journey and how to be on that journey with clear intent, understanding what you want the outcomes to be, and with some skills that's going to really help you move through that space.
And self-awareness and growth, um, really taking you through that journey about how to recognize your own strengths and weaknesses and how to work on those areas that need some work and your growth and development surrounding that.
Beautiful. So every module provides practical tools, resources, and strategies to implement in your practice. You'll get scripts, you'll get templates, you'll get downloads, you'll get so much stuff. We try to pack as much learning into that year as possible. And you think a year, gosh, that's heaps of time. But it's amazing how it feels really short when you start to think about all the things that you need to develop your skills in. Wonderfully, we've got an app as well. So you can learn on the go through your smartphone. You just download the app, log into the course, and you can start to listen because all of the written curriculum, we speak through all of that in our recordings. All the recordings for every lesson, every single lesson are in the course and therefore in the app. And so you can absolutely do your learning while you're driving to and from work, while you're exercising, whatever. The recognition side. So once you don't have to have completed all the assignments to complete the course, but if you want a certificate at the end, you need to complete all the assignments and move through all of the lessons themselves. You don't have to attend the live sessions to get your certificate of completion. It's just the assignments and the curriculum itself that you've moved through and that will make sure that you do get your lovely certificate, which you should attach to your resume because you should be worth more now. And there's a couple of our lovely students in the past that have got their certificates in the mail. We get physical certificates, nothing digital. We want to get the hard copy stuff, so it's a nice thick certificate. I feel more confident in my leadership skills in managing tough situations. This course opened my eyes to new ways of running the practice. I love the flexibility and practical learning, easy to implement straight away. That's all the feedback that we love seeing. So, Minnie, talk a little bit about the per practice enrolment.
Yeah, so we know that some practices are a little hesitant, like, oh, what if I enroll this Susie at the front desk and she leaves next month and all the things, it's expensive and a big loss and all those things, which we really, really do recognize and understand. So in order to accommodate practices and make life much easier for everyone, what happens if you do invest in enrolling a team member and they later leave the practice? You won't have to bear the full cost of enrolling new team members each time someone steps into the practice manager role. That's why we've introduced the per practice enrolment. So we have a fee per practice, and you can enroll your first team member, that's at full price, and then your practice unlocks the ability to enroll up to 2 additional team members at no extra cost. So you're paying the course fee and up to 3 members can have a login to complete the course for that one fee. Each participant receives their own unique login and student dashboard, so you won't have to share. You'll have your own login and be able to work through and see your own progress bar and all those sorts of things. As well as you can all get 3 certificates at the end should you wish to do that.
Line them up in the waiting room.
Your practice can train and develop multiple team members without the added financial burden. So if Susie does leave and then Rachel comes in, you can sign Rachel up. And so this will work for 3 team members in total.
Yeah.
It's just one more way we support long-term capability and continuity within your team.
That's it. And the per practice sign up is great for For example, if you're a new practice owner, so you want to sign up, but you also want to get your receptionist to sign up, for example. So you're both working on things on the same page. It can be great. Quite often we did have people say, I'm going to sign my practice manager up, but I want to know what they're learning. And so it's terrific for those sort of scenarios as well. And I think it was Nav said it's going to be her and the receptionist doing it together. It's enormously powerful when you can do it like that. Really good.
It is because you get to each module, then you can discuss it and work through different aspects of the practice. So it is really good if there's a couple of people doing it in the practice.
Absolutely. And so we mentioned before, we absolutely support our students. Every week we've got that live session that you can jump onto and ask any questions under the sun, not just course related. It can be other issues at the practice related. We're also available on phone, text, email, Zoom calls, all the things. So in any way that we can help you, we are there for you. And it's not like you ask for help and then we come back to you in a couple of days. You ask for help, we answer as quickly as we possibly can. Sorry, Meanie, I interrupted you.
Julie's phone number's available anytime, like 10 p.m., 11 p.m.
Anytime. Okay, so we are going to very swiftly move through these frequently asked questions because we are running short of time. We've only got 10 minutes left. And if possible, I'd love to be able to play a couple of the testimonials if we can. So, Meanie, can you jump onto the website and to the course page? There's 2 listed on there. So if I can't share my sound, maybe you can, who knows? So is enrolment per student or per practice? We've just covered that. It is not per student. It is per practice up to 3 enrollments. What if I miss a Zoom session? That is no dramas. Once you've entered into your student dashboard, one of the pages is recordings, and the recordings page have all of the recordings of the past live sessions we've just conducted there. It's always got a year's worth of content there, but you just go to the very top one, and that is the most recent live session that we conducted with the recording. The same recording is part of the curriculum. The benefit of seeing the recordings page, if there's been any coaching with our students that's outside the curriculum, you get to have a look at that and see if you can learn from that as well. Do students need to attend the Zoom online sessions? Absolutely not. Most, by far, don't. Those that do get an enormous amount more value, so we do encourage it. Is the content going to be over my head? Absolutely not. Once that has been a concern for some people coming in, once they've done the course, they're completely confident and they're very happy with the level that we teach the information at. We don't assume you have any background information to be able to go through the lessons. We've designed it so we can step you through it in a way that makes you feel you are competent and you can confidently move forward with that lesson and apply it to your practice. Are the Zoom sessions the same time every week? Yes, those morning sessions on Mondays, Melbourne time, 9 to 10, and the Thursday evening sessions, 7 to 8. They're the same time every single week. The only days that we miss are when there are public holidays here in Victoria. What if I don't complete the curriculum within a year? Makes no difference. You take the time that you need to take. We deliver the same lesson every February and then every week all the way around to the end of November. If you joined mid-year, you just get that last half of the year and then you wait till Feb and you can start and get the rest of the information. We need to know all the information straight away, but we can't do it that way. But you can dive in halfway through the year and it won't affect your learning whatsoever. You don't need to understand previous lessons to get to know current lessons and have the value from the current lessons. So, and outside of that, even though you come in June, you can, if you wish, on demand, go straight into your curriculum and start from week 1 and just start because all the recordings are there. It's just the live session delivery of the lessons that goes to the timetable. What are the due dates on completing the work? It, again, is up to you. There's no imposed due dates. We don't want to put that extra pressure on you. So whenever you get your assignments in, whenever you complete the course curriculum, that's all up to you. Okay, Meanie, you've done a diploma of practice management back years ago. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I did complete a diploma in practice management some years ago, and what I felt was that after the years I had worked as a practice manager in a dental practice, I felt like I was just putting what I already knew on some paper to get my certificate. And I didn't feel like I really got a whole lot of value out of it. And I also felt, having worked in general medical and allied health before, I've spent time in those spaces, mostly forced into the medical world because my father and brother are GPs. But there's the complexities in a dental practice in comparison to general medicine and allied health practices is very, very different. And I thought that this diploma really lacked information and teachings that were applicable to dental practices specifically. So that was a big motivating factor for me to develop a practice management course that was specifically designed for dental practices. Um, I found they're very general in nature, the practice management courses that are made for healthcare.
Yeah.
Um, so they were very general business and HR principles across healthcare, very broad financial concepts like budgeting and reporting. And in dentistry, very, very different as well because it's all private fee paying and a lot of those places, they're funded by Medicare and they don't have the challenges of patients having to pay for expensive healthcare like dentistry. That's all on them. It's privately funded mostly, and they might have some private health insurance, but as we all know, it's usually not a huge amount or there's still a fair bit of out of pocket involved. The dynamics and landscape is changing across medical as we speak, but to date, that's sort of how it's been. Medical compliance and workplace safety standards. I feel like in dentistry, there's a lot more to know or be on top of, because everything's procedural. Like a lot of the things that happen in a medical practice, for example, happen with a script pad, a stethoscope, and a blood pressure machine. But because we're actually, in essence, having little surgeries all day, the management and infection control and all these things, we need to be a lot more on top of things. The leadership theory, not specific to dental settings, and little to no focus on dental workflows, terminology, or patient management. Really, yeah, probably more than no focus I found in my time. It might have changed a little bit since then. I'm not even sure that there's a lot of them around anymore, but certainly there would be, but um, not, there's not really anything much available in terms of being dental specific.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. And so our course is different. It's a focus on daily dental operations, including scheduling, room use, all the things, specific training in recalls, rebooking, treatment plan management, and case acceptance that would never be done in one of the diploma courses because it's so dental specific and we do it so differently to other health modalities. Practical application of financial concepts. So this is where, we're talking about the information that we gather and how we can apply that to the practice itself to actually start having an impact on the profitability, reducing expenses, etc. Dental specific infection control, sterilization, clinical compliance, realistic leadership development for dental teams as well, recognizing you are usually promoted within the practice. And so now you need a different level of respect, a different and how do you actually earn that and how do you communicate that to your team members that I'm in a different role now. And so just very briefly, just a little grid there, that the general diploma, broad medical content, while we are 100% dental specific operations and systems. The diploma, general financial reporting, we go into how to actually read these finances and have an impact on how we do things in our dental practice. And it normally requires patient engagement processes, systems around recall strategy and appointment confirmation and all the things. General diploma, compliance for hospitals and GP settings. For us, we've got a different series of compliance that we need to, additional areas of compliance that we need to be aware of. There's no content on recalls and treatment planning where we do. And there's very much theory-based leadership where we talk about how to actually have these specific conversations. These are the things to say, and this is how we can role play it out. So this course was definitely designed in a way that we can make it actionable in your practice with your team members, with your patients straight away. And so you're not just signing up for a course with this course, you're investing in the future of your practice, whether you're stepping into the practice manager role or supporting someone who is. This is how you build confidence, clarity, and control. And something additional that we will say, the certificates that we do provide are certificates delivered by us. We're not a registered training organisation. We have gone into great depth researching whether we should. A couple of huge drawbacks. One, thousands and thousands of dollars to get that established. So we'd have to charge far more for the course in order to warrant that. And the second step is that every time you change the curriculum, you need to go through the processes of the registered training organisation again. We, every single year, when the week prior to delivering the following week's lesson, we are looking back over that lesson, making the adjustments to make sure it's always modern, up to date, has all of our current experiences and insights that we've developed over the previous year in that lesson. And so it doesn't work for us to be an RTO. And what you do get as a result of that is consistently updating of that curriculum and adding in new lessons as it's needed, such as the AI lesson as well. So I'm going to just get out of this screen, and you can go to our website anytime and have a look at all the things that we do. But when you go into, move my little menu bar around, our services and under course catalog, that's where you find our information landing page on the course. It answers a lot of questions. If you have any other questions outside of that, you can always contact us anytime to be and have even an online demo of the course as well. And to give you a very brief look, because I know it's 8:01, this is the dashboard that you get as a student. As you can see, we've got a whole series of resources that we keep adding to. If my little thing would hurry up there. I don't want to go too much over. And so we've got a whole series of resources that is constantly growing from the years that we're rolling out this course. And this is all the additional stuff outside the curriculum that you get. You have got the recordings page where you can keep abreast of all of the recordings for the past year there. We've got the community where you can actually have conversations with us and fellow students. Ask, has anyone got a thing? And then we make sure that you get a thing. And we add all of those additional things to the curriculum as well, to the resources page as well. And then we've got the course itself. So there's other courses there, but this is the course itself. Meanie, have you got that up? If I stop my share, and definitely please ask any questions in the chat, and we are happy to open things up for more of a conversation if you're happy to hang around for a little bit. If you share your screen, are you able to share the sound?
Now let me see.
Jackie, when you started the dental practice management course, what were you hoping to achieve or learn?
So my main goal was to learn how to run a practice because I was thrown into a role I had no experience in. So I was freaking out a little, but realised that I needed to have some sort of support to be able to do the role effectively.
And did you find that the curriculum addressed those areas of learning that you wanted to achieve?
Yes, definitely, more than I expected, in fact, because the assignments were related to exactly what I needed to learn. So that helped me learn very quickly. And because I could go to any part of the course at one time, it helped me deal with exactly what I needed for that moment to get the ball running so that it was flowing.
Beautiful. And how about the learning platform? We have all the curriculum there that's got content and videos and templates and guides, but we've also got the availability of the live sessions for those that want to participate in that way. And so you can either do it in a bit of an on-demand way, which I think is what you were doing,
Yes.
or you can participate in the live sessions. How did you find your experience of just moving through the platform and the course in that way?
It was so thorough, although I missed out because of the time difference being over the other side of Australia. The thoroughness of the course helped me put all the pieces together that were in the video so that I didn't miss out on anything, and it was easy to refer back to for the question and answers if I needed to. And I was hesitant because there was no accreditation attached. However, I have done a medical practice accreditation, and that didn't set me up as much as this course did for the business I was working in, so the dental business.
Beautiful. And if there are people out there that are interested in doing the dental practice management course, what's your advice to them?
Absolutely. Go through the course, check out how relevant it is to today and how important it is to sustain a business using a practice platform like that, because you'll learn a lot of things that you may not have had any idea about, or that you could fine tune even better. But definitely I couldn't recommend the course enough because it was saved me from looking like I didn't know what I was doing. So, ta-da!
Well, thank you, Jackie. It's been delightful to have you as a student.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm just so grateful for all your help.
What a beautiful testimonial. We can't get enough of it, those sort of testimonials. We have gone 6 minutes over. We do apologise. Does anybody have any questions? I can always unmute people if you'd like to have a chat about anything. Please put it all in the chat if you wish. We'll keep hanging around until...
Julie, you should put up that QR code pricing page.
Oh, well done. Thank you.
Wants that.
Thank
And
you,
if you do need a hand with anything, if you did want to sign up and you can't be bothered to do the admin, we can also help you with that.
So there we go. I'm just going to put that on display there. Garbage around there. So this course, $3,528 for you beautiful people who have turned up. For 25 hours, you get 25% off if you enroll. And your coupon code to use when you go into that QR code, when it asks for a coupon code, so certainly don't miss out. This is a fantastic special offer, and it's as a thank you for devoting some time to us today and actually turning up. It's a wonderful thing when we get people turning up to these webinars. That's our pleasure, Nav. So delightful to have you part of it.
Thank you, Nav. I worked with Nav.
Oh, really? You're good. How lovely. How lovely. And Nadine, if you are there, just put a little, I'm here in the little chat there. I want to make sure you're happy if we talk about how awesome you are. And I should be able to anyway, I reckon. So beg your pardon. So Nadine Mellor is Attention to Dental, and she's got a recruitment agency. And I tell you what, she has saved our butts many times with getting temp staff for us. They are a beautifully run organisation, and it's just golden. And so Attention to Dental, if you haven't come across them as a temp agency, then tap into them. Nadine is absolutely brilliant and fantastic. And she's going to be on the podcast at some point in the future too, talking about her awesomeness and her journey as well. Beautiful. Doesn't seem to be any other questions or comments. So we'll leave this screen up for the next few moments in case you haven't had a chance to get that QR code. If you have any questions in the meantime, please do reach out to us. We are available on our phones, our emails, all those contact details are in the website. You will get an email tomorrow that reminds you of this coupon code and how to get that discount. And you may have already seen some of the other video testimonials that we've been sending out through this past week. We'll put a link to each one of them in the email follow-up tomorrow as well, so you get a chance to have a look at those again. The students really do come out with having a great deal more competence in all the skills and behaviours that they need to be very successful in their role. And it's a wonderful thing to be part of that, and to, we track everyone at the start and at the end of their level of confidence in tackling all their bits. And it's great to see that beautiful shift over the expanse of the few months that we have with them. Thank you,
I've
Ameena.
just put in the chat
Thank you.
our details, contact details, in case that makes life easier for you guys.
Thanks, Julie, for your lovely pitch on behalf of Attention to Dental. Anyone who is interested in knowing more, go to that website, attentiontodental.com.au. Awesome, awesome stuff.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Great. Well, thank you, Ameena.
Thank you, Julie.
We look forward to hopefully welcoming a whole bunch of new students to our next cohort that's going through for 2026.
Yeah, and it's a really good time. If you sign up now, you'll have access to everything. You can start looking at things over the break. If you've got some big pain points in your practice, you can go straight to the recruitment area or the systems area or whatever thing is bothering you most, and start looking and thinking about that aspect of your practice, if that's what you like to do on your holiday break. You are very welcome, Nadine. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all for coming. Thanks, Nandini. Delightful to have you here.
Thank
We
you.
look forward to seeing every one of you as a student next year. Woohoo! We'll see you all in Feb. Any questions, reach out. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.